Brad Gilmore here. Want to thank everybody for taking the time to check out this Back to the Future rundown, Schmoedown. I just want everyone to know out there that the Back to the Future trilogy is so important to me for many different reasons. Not only did I discover it when I was a young kid and fell in love with the trilogy, but Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox suffers, as we all know, from a horrific disease called Parkinson's disease. Michael J. Fox has a foundation, the Michael J. Fox Foundation, which hopes to find a cure for Parkinson's here in the near future. I feel very close to this because my grandmother, who was one of the most incredible people in the entire world, unfortunately succumbed to Parkinson's disease in 2016 after a 15-year battle. And ever since then, I've grown even closer to these movies. So I ask anybody who's going to watch this and enjoy this, if you can, if you have anything that you can do, go to the Michael J. Fox Foundation, go to teamfox.org. Or just Google Michael J. Fox Foundation. And if you can donate anything to help find a cure for such a terrible disease, I'd greatly appreciate it. So now, let's enjoy the match.
Hello and welcome to the Back to the Future Schmoedown Rundown Schmoedown. I am future William Bibbiani, back from the future to help host this wonderful game show. And joining me is a man who is no stranger to time, Robert Meyer Burnett. How you doing, Rob?
Oh man, it's good to be back working with you. Now, you're a champion. It's where you always were supposed to be, man. And so I'm grateful to be here working with you today. By the way, I just rolled in from 1955.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of chilling out in my DeLorean here. It's cooling off.
You should put some money on the Cubbies.
You're right. I probably should.
That's my understanding is how that works. I'm from the far future. I don't know how sports.
Well, we're actually back.
Yes, it is, and we're back, and we're here with the, as far as I know, the first ever Schmoedown dedicated entirely to the Back to the Future trilogy. These are some of the most popular science fiction movies of all time. They're all, if I may put my film critic hat on, they're all great. They're all like legitimately great movies. I will stand by that.
I agree with you.
Yeah, and what's cool about them for movie trivia is that they are full of detail. It doesn't feel like any creative decision in any of these movies was left to chance. It's all full of fun references and shout-outs to previous and future films in the series. So if you know Back to the Future, you got to really know Back to the Future. So we got some tough questions today.
Now, how do you fall on Back to the Future 2? Because I'm a huge fan.
I'm a huge fan too. What's weird about Back to the Future 2 is the first one is very focused. The third one is very focused. 2 is just like fun and games, just bouncing to the future, to the past, replaying scenes of the previous movie in a new way. It's so full of ideas that I don't really mind that structurally it's not very clean.
Right, I agree. And they did sort of predict the demise of the Laserdisc, albeit much later than it actually happened in real life.
I'm sure there's still a stack of them in an alleyway somewhere. So
there's one in there's a stack in my garage. Let me tell you. Yeah.
But listen, we got two great competitors. They're people we all know and some of us love. And they're here today to rock us Back to the Future style. Do we have some promos? Yes, we do.
Yeah. I challenge Brad to an all Back to the Future match. Now you may be asking yourself, why did I do that? Well, it's not like I could challenge him to an all Star Wars match. I would decimate him. You know that, I know that, he knows that, everyone knows that, so that would be no fun for anyone. So what did I do? Being the nice guy that I am, I said, hey Brad, I'm going to toss you a bone, and let's have an all Back to the Future match. You should win this match. You really should. You have a podcast, you've done other things, you've visited the DeLorean warehouse, so you should win this. But if I were to win it, can you imagine how you would feel? pretty bad, I would suppose. Pretty doggone bad. And that's what I hope happens today. I hope I can make you feel really, really bad, knowing that you should have beat me in something that you've practically dedicated your whole life to. Let's put it that way. I mean, if you lose this will be the lowest point in your life. And if I can have anything to do with that, I'd be more than happy to help.
Well, here we are again, Frank Janisch and me, now in a Back to the Future rundown Schmoedown. I gotta say, Frank, I really like my chances, and not only do I think that I'm going to win, I feel rather confident that I'm going to win. You know, I went ahead in the timeline a little bit, and I picked up a little something here, and it was the second edition of Gray's Sports Almanac. And, when you flip through this, it has all the sports statistics from 2000 to 2050. I don't know if you knew that. And when you look in here, well, the winner's already been determined. But who knows? Anything can happen in the alternate timeline that I did not foresee happening. The time circuits could have a miscalculation in them. So you never know, Frank. So I said, I can sit here and I can tell everybody watching, all the Schmovillians, all the Back to the Future, the heads, the pinheads around the world, I could tell them why I'm going to win this match. But I said, why do that? Why? They don't want to hear from me. They don't want to hear from me because they know I'm going to win. So I said, let me reach out to some of my friends in time, some of my good friends in time, and maybe they could make a prediction on who they think's going to win between Brad to the Future Gilmore and Frank Janisch. So why don't we check in with some of my friends in time right now?
Hi everybody, Claudia Wells here. I'm Jennifer Parker from Back to the Future with a prediction. Bradley Gilmore. I think he may be the winner for this competition, and I think it's fabulous that you guys are doing it. Thank you for the love from all the fans for Back to the Future. It makes me so happy. I really am grateful and blessed. In fact, I'll be at the San Mateo Comic-Con on September 17th in San Mateo. Come see me, September 17th, San Mateo Comic-Con. You can always find me at claudiawells.com or my store, armaniwells.com. Love you. God bless you. Truly, I am grateful for the love I get from all of you all over the world. It makes my heart sing. Thank you so much for all of it. Oh, listen to that. It's all about love. That's just what I was talking about. I could not have planned that. I am not that technical. Only when I'm in my DeLorean and I press flux capacitor. Mwah. Bye. God bless.
What? Schmoedown? Back to the Future Schmoedown? What the... Huh. I know some Back to the Future trivia. Maybe I should go on this thing. I, in fact, am an answer to a Back to the Future trivia question. I wonder if... Hey, you know what? I got something that's going to help me predict who's going to win this thing. Let me go in here, the bowels. There it is. Doc Brown's mind-reading helmet. I'll just pop it on and predict the future here. And yes, the Back to the Future Schmoedown is going to be won by Brad Gilmore. He must know my name.
And we're back. Some surprises in those promos. Brad brought out all the stops and actually brought in some people from the Back to the Future trilogy. He got Claudia Wells, the original Jennifer, got Jeffrey Wiseman, the not original George McFly.
Amazing.
You don't get points for that, Brad. You don't. It's fun, but we're not going to give you actual bonus points for that. And Frank whipping out some actual smack talk. We are here because Frank was cool with this. So really, we all owe Frank a debt of gratitude, and I'm going to vote, and Rob, you can shout me down on this, that we do give Frank bonus points.
Oh, I don't know. Is that fair?
That's probably not fair. It's fine. It's fine.
But you know what? He might deserve it.
You know what? Let's start him off on an even keel, and let's just see how it goes, because this is about to get futuristic. Let's go to the tail of the tape. We have Brad Gilmore. His strengths include Back to the Future. We have Frank. We have Frank Janisch. His strengths include Back to the Future. And we're back. Well, that was informative. Rob, let's head into round one, and let's get ready to Back to the Future Schmoedown.
Well, round one, of course, we have the official rules. Competitors will both receive the same 8 questions. Competitors will write their answers on the whiteboards. Competitors must speak and reveal the answer they have written. Each correct answer is worth 1 point. Each competitor can ask to repeat the question or a question 3 times throughout the match. That is, of course, the JTE rule. And be careful with that. Each competitor can challenge a ruling during the match. If successful, they will keep the ability to challenge.
Frankie Janisch! Ready to Schmoedown?
Let's do it.
Brad Gilmore! You ready to Schmoedown?
Let's go.
Awesome! Fight! No, I'm just kidding. We're just going to do movie trivia. Question 1! Robert, you start us off.
Our category is part 1. What was the name of the principal of Hill Valley?
Robert, what was the name of your high school principal?
My high school principal, Larry Smith.
Oh, was he a good one?
He was good, and my the vice principal was Jackie Hallett, and she was a very mean battle axe of a woman.
Did they call you a slacker?
No, but I did get detention for starting a food fight, which I didn't start. I was falsely accused of starting a food fight.
I'll believe you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Frank Janisch, what have you got?
I got Strickland.
That is correct. Brad Gilmore.
I have Principal Gerald Strickland.
Jesus.
Okay, well, you didn't write down Gerald's. We didn't even have to check that. So there we go. 1 for Brad, 1 for Brad. All right, question number 2 in the category of Back to the Future Part 2. Michael J. Fox plays how many members of the McFly family?
Ooh. It's an interesting question.
How many members of your family have you played, Rob?
Just 2, actually. I played 2. I played my mom once, and I played my sister once.
So, but you also play yourself, though. So that's a good it's a good cross section.
That's
in
a trick
5,
Don't ever play yourself, Rob. Don't ever
in
do that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brad, what have you got?
He plays 3.
That is correct, Brad. That was correct. Frank, what do you got?
I have 3.
Wait, what?
I wrote it.
What is that?
I have 3.
That's a 3
Frank.
on top of 4.
Yeah, it's a 3 on top of 4. Yes, you got it, Bibbs. Yeah. So it's like overwriting the 4.
But it's
I
all
don't
in
know
black.
about that.
I don't know about that one.
I don't think we can accept that, man.
Okay, well, I'll tell you why I put 4, because I didn't know if you were referencing that he plays future Marty, because present day or 85 Marty's in the same timeline as future Marty, so that's why I
But
went
they're the
with
same
4
person.
originally.
In the future,
Yeah, but it's a
Frank, speaking of the future, in the future, either erase a number or at least put an X on it and write a number elsewhere.
Yeah,
Okay? Right
yeah,
now we can't accept.
yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
So I guess we're now up to category part 3. Clara says that her father bought her what when she was 11?
I think when I was 11, my father bought me a copy of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers' Greatest Hits, and it was really great.
Nice. I think I might have. I bought Styx, The Grand Illusion. That's how old I am.
That's good, and that's how old Styx is, because that's a great Renoir film. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Frank Janisch.
Now, was it Telescope?
It was a telescope. Good
Okay.
job, Frank. All right, and Brad, what do you got?
Telescope.
That was also a telescope. You guys did good with the stuff. All right, category 4 in Back to the Future Part 4. What? No.
The one in the Dark Ages, yeah.
The category is quotes. And the quote is, finish this quote, Clara was 1 in a million, 1 in a billion, 1 in a blank. One in a blank. I've been in a blank before, but that's a story for another time.
You're not drawing a blank over there, Janisch, are you?
Oh, we got some mid-game smack talk from Brad.
Wow.
And I'm going to declare that rude as hell in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's rude as hell, Brad. What was your answer?
1 in a Googleplex.
That is correct. Frank,
Oh,
what do you got?
yeah, that's right. No, I said Lifetime, but yeah, that's right. He did say Googleplex.
Wow.
Okay, so we got Brad up by 2. This is a scorcher. This is a scorching scorcher of a scorchy scorch.
Gotta
And
step
that
it up there,
brings
Janisch.
That brings us to another category, part 1.
There are only so
What?
many Back to the Futures, damn it.
What are the names of Marty's brother and sister?
Damn. I'll be honest here, I did not remember this at all.
No. Me neither.
In fact, I'm actually like, I think I thought they were actually been written out of continuity, so I didn't have to think about them because they faded from that picture. So I was like, technically they don't exist in certain timelines. Some future bibs, I don't know. Anyway, we'll find out the answer in
There's
5,
no longer
4, 3, 2, 1. Frank.
Dave and Linda.
David Linda is correct. Brad.
David Linda.
David Linda is correct. Still. Category
Played
6.
by Wendy Jo Sperber and Mark McClure.
You don't get bonus points, Brad. Category 6 is category part 2. Very confusing. What is the name of Biff Tannen's hotel? Rob, if you had your own hotel, what would it themed be? What would it be themed as?
Oh, it would either be a James Bond hotel
Oh, that'd be
or
cool.
or a Two Moon Junction hotel where every room has Sherilyn Fenn in it. How about
Yeah,
that?
there's only one Sherilyn Fenn.
Well, not if you could travel through time. I'd get
Touche, Robert Meyer.
I'd get my The Wraith Sherilyn
Yeah.
Fenn. I'd get my Just One of the Guys Sherilyn Fenn. I'd get
I'd
my
want
Twin
the
Peaks
pilot
Sherilyn
of-
Fenn.
I want a pilot of Birds of Prey, Sherilyn Fenn, and I want her to just regale you with fun anecdotes from throughout her career and then go on about her day, because she's very busy. Moving on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brad Gilmore, what do you got?
The answer is Biff's Pleasure Palace.
Okay, we can accept that. Frank, what do you got?
I said Pleasure Paradise. The palace.
Yeah. Oh, actually, wait, Brad. Oh, Brad, you're out. Thank you, Frank. Frank, you got it
Yeah.
right. Brad got it wrong.
What?
That is a paradise, not a palace.
Oh, no.
Everything you believed was a lie, folks. Brad doesn't know everything about Back to the Future. We do have a game. We do have a game.
Yeah.
I was like ready to defer to Brad. I was like,
actually like my apparatus that I keep my toothbrush in is actually a Biff's Pleasure Paradise glass there, and I'm now kicking myself in the face. It doesn't matter. Diamonds Are Forever is the best Bond song. Let's move on.
okay.
Wow.
I'm not
Them's
going to
fighting words, son.
I'm not going to fight that too hard, actually. That's fine. Rob, why don't you take us away? Category 7.
Category 7 is all I need to please me, like diamonds. Category 7. Actually, it's category part 3. Question number 7. I like this question. This is a good one, and if you guys get this, I will be very surprised. Name one of the 3 monster movie posters that are seen at the drive-in movie theater in part 3.
Now, we want the name of the movie, not the name of the poster. Like, if the poster's name is, like, Todd.
Right.
But we want the movie it's advertising.
One of the 3.
Yes. Back to the Future, of course, famous for nifty posters with cool DeLorean cars and Marty McFly going, "What time is it?" And soon we'll find out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Frank, what do you got?
Swamp Thing?
Way off.
Okay.
Way off.
Yeah.
All right. And Brad, what do you got?
I really don't know. I put Frankenstein.
Now, it was we would have accepted Revenge of the Creature, Tarantula, And Abbott and Costello meet the mummy, which is visible but not quite clear. So
Yeah, well, shout out to whoever wrote that one. That's a great question.
Yeah,
that is
that's
a
very good.
deep cut.
Yeah, that's
Deep cut.
That's deep.
That's a round one too. Jeez.
All right, and your last category in round one.
Great question.
Really good question. No one's ever asked that before. Category 8, in the category of quotes. Finish this quote. Time traveling is just too dangerous. Better that I devote myself to study the other great mystery of the universe. Blank. Blank. For me, the great mystery of the universe is why people think peanut butter and chocolate taste good together. It's madness. Madness, I tell you.
Really?
They're great separately. You know, that's like that tragic commercial. You got peanut butter in my chocolate. You got chocolate in my peanut butter. No! Worst thing that's ever happened. Worst thing that's ever happened. Except possibly for the answers we'll get in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brad Gilmore, what do you got?
Women.
That's correct. Right, Frank.
Women.
Doc, you were a product of your time, but that was right, yeah. All right, everybody. Well done on round one. It is still close. Very, very close. So close, in fact, that we're going to actually have to keep playing the game. Round 2 is what we're playing now. Well done, everybody. I saw everyone getting a little ahead of me there. But yes, round 2 is the round. And Rob, why don't you walk us through the rules?
Well, the official rules are competitors will pick a category from the Totoro Hat of Doom. They can repick if they do not like the first category chosen, unless they pick the opponent's choice. Each competitor will get 4 questions from that category, and the questions are worth 2 points. Multiple choice is available, but reduces the value to 1 point. If a player gives an incorrect answer, the opponent may steal.
Brad, you are up by a measly 1 point.
That's it?
You want to go first, or do you want to defer?
I'll go first. Let's do this.
Okay. The Totoro Hat of Doom is here. Tell me when to stop, buddy. You tell me.
Go ahead and stop.
Okay, and the category you picked is Back to the Future Part 1.
I'll take it.
Okay. I will
Damn it
be
to
asking
hell.
the questions.
Paradise.
Go
ahead.
Perhaps paradise will be a place on Earth after this. So, your questions for round 1. For round 2, part 1. Question number 1. Jennifer writes a phone number on the back of the clock tower flyer, along with what message?
I love you.
That's correct for 2 points. All right, question number 2. When Doc hears that Ronald Reagan is president in 1985, he jokingly asks if who is vice president?
Jerry Lewis.
That is correct for 2 points. Holy crap. Well done. Well done indeed. Your next category, your next question. Copies of a book written by George are delivered to the house. What is the title of this book?
A Match Made in Space.
Also correct for 2 points. All right, for a perfect round 2 in part 1. What song is playing when Marty walks across town square in 1955 for the first time?
In 1955, you said?
Yes, in 1955.
Mr. Sandman.
Yes, bring me a dream. Bum, 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 bum.
Bring me a dream, Janisch. Bring me a dream.
That was a perfect round for Brad Gilmore. Frank, it's going to be tough to beat that.
Okay.
Actually, it's going to be literally impossible to beat that, but you can keep up with that.
What are the other categories in there, though? Just
The categories are, that's a good question. The categories are part 1, part 2, part 3, quotes, mixed bag, and you have a picker's choice.
okay, but part 1 is gone though.
Part 1 is gone. So you got part 2, part 3,
gone, man.
quotes, mixed bag, and one that'll let you pick whatever you want. So, Frank, Totoro Hat of Doom, let's begin.
Stop.
Picker's choice.
Ooh, I will take. I'll take part 2.
Part 2. All right, Frank. Here it comes. You ready?
Yep.
In the alternate 1985 timeline, George McFly's tombstone says that he died in what year?
1973.
That is correct.
Holy crap!
Wow.
That is well remembered.
That's the same year that what good movie came out? That's The Wicker Man came out in 1973, right?
I'm not entirely sure that's true.
I don't know. I might be wrong.
It's a good movie regardless. Move on.
Okay. Your second question, Frank, is how many years was Marty's daughter sentenced to be in prison for attempting to break out her brother before the events are changed?
Rob, how many years have you been in prison?
I was only in prison for 4 days.
Okay, I respect that.
Yeah. At LA County.
Okay.
But it was a traffic violation and they made fun of me the whole time. That's
Sure
true.
was.
Okay. It's true.
Frank, we're going to need an answer in 5, 4, 3.
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice. A, 15. B, 30. C, 40. Or D, 20.
Is it 15?
That is incorrect. Brad, you got to steal?
I can steal. It's 20.
It is 20.
Ooh. I bet you want to go back in time to do that over, don't you?
Oh, I see what you did there.
That joke will apply to a lot in this match.
All right, your third question. What 2015 TV cable channel broadcasts beautiful views 24 hours a day?
Yes. Can you repeat it?
Yes. What 2015 TV cable channel broadcasts beautiful views 24 hours a day?
One JTE rule down.
I kind of think I know.
In 5.
Yeah, I'll go multiple choice.
A, Family Furnishings. B, Atmosphere 101. C, The Scenery Channel. Or D, Decor and Splendor.
Wow. I guess I'm going to go with the Scenery Channel.
That is correct.
For 1 point.
Yeah.
By the way, I really want to see like a Hallmark Channel cop show called Decor and Splendor.
Oh, me too.
Like,
what a great option.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, your fourth and final question in this category. Also, in 2015, what is the last name of Marty's boss who fires him?
Rob, what was the last name of the boss who fired you?
I've never been fired, actually.
You ain't never lived.
I was, you know what? I was told that don't think of this as being fired. Think of it as being let go. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you were fired.
I was fired.
Frank, ready? An answer in 5,
Yeah, multiple
4.
choice.
Let's see. A, Sakurai. B, Fiji. Or C, Iwata. Or D, Fujitsu.
Fujitsu.
Fujitsu is correct for 1 point.
Yeah.
Fujitsu-san, konnichiwa.
Yeah, well, I could like hear the rhythm of it. I couldn't picture the words. But, all right.
Wow, that was a hell of a round 2. It was so powerful that it turned the light on in my living room, and I think that's pretty cool. Frank is down. It is 9-15 in favor of Brad Gilmore, and ordinarily that would be pretty brutal, but we're doing things a little different here at the Back to the Future Schmoedown Rundown. Rob, why don't you tell us how round 3 is going to work?
Well, round 3 is the Iron Man round, and here are the official rules. The competitors will be given 10 questions. Questions are worth 1 point if correct. A wrong or blank answer deducts 1 point. Pretty simple.
Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Anyway, moving on. We are going to ask you 10 questions, and we're just going to see how everyone does, because it's a movie trivia game, and that's how it works. You guys ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Sure. Okay. Sure.
Come on,
Why
Frank.
not?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
No pressure, everybody.
Woo.
No pressure, everybody. Although I have decided that whoever wins will get the Sword of Crushing.
Okay, now I want to win.
Okay.
Now I want to win.
Now there's some emphasis. So,
Motivation.
there we go. All right. Rob's going to kick us off with the first question. Rob, what's the category?
Category is Part 1. Back to the Future without a number in front of it. But we'll call it Part 1.
Indeed.
Biff says that he crashed George's car because he wasn't told that it had a what?
Rob, did you have any banter for this one? Because I'm drawing a blank.
Yes, I was just
That's
waiting.
your banter.
Let's see, banter. My bad. Let's see. And
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Frank, what do you got?
Blind spot.
Blind spot is correct. Brad, what do you got?
Blind spot.
That's also correct. Category 2, Back to the Future Part 2. In 2015, what chain is the gas station Marty looks at before being assaulted by the advertising for the Jaws sequel? Remember back when they thought there'd be a million Jaws movies? And really, if you think about it, if you consider every shark movie that ripped off Jaws, we kind of probably have had that many.
It's
if you
true.
consider, like Shallows could be like Jaws 21.
But I think the official franchise going out on a high note with Michael Caine. There's something about that makes it elegant.
I think that movie is underrated. 5, 4, 3. I mean, 2, 1. Brad, what do you got?
Texaco. You can trust your car with the brand with the star.
Generally speaking, yes, that's true. Frank, what do you got?
Texaco.
Texaco is correct. Everybody, you're doing great. You're doing great. This is a great third round. I'm feeling really good about it. Rob, take us into question 3.
Surprisingly, your category is Back to the Future Part 3.
No, I didn't see that coming.
What was engraved on Doc's tombstone when Marty discovers it?
On the whole, I'd rather be
that's
Back
a
to
lot.
the Future.
It says James
It's a
R.
heavy
Kirk.
one. It's a heavy one. We're gonna give you an extra couple of seconds on that. So banter away. Rob, you want to say something funny about engraving, perhaps?
Well, I was going to say that in the original, the second pilot for Star Trek, James T. Kirk is James R. Kirk on his tombstone.
Yep, James Riperius Kirk. Famously
misspelled. Whenever I think tombstone, I either think George P. Cosmatos or I think James T. Kirk. Either way.
I think of pizza in 5, 4, 3, 2,
This is so
1. Frank.
Beloved Clara, rematter of $80. That's all I put.
Unfortunately, we can't accept that. Brad, do you actually have this?
I said, here lies Emmett Brown, shot in the back by Buford Tannen over a matter of $80. That's what I have.
Crap. Actually, hold on a second. I think we might have had an impartial answer written down here.
Yeah. We can throw it out.
Let's throw this one out. This is just too
Throw it out.
complicated.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem.
You have like an alternate?
Buford Tannen says he will hunt Marty down and shoot him like a what animal before being corrected and saying dog.
I don't know about you, Rob, but I've never actually been shot by an animal.
I have not either.
My cat is looking at me askance right now, but I don't know if it's challenging me to a duel or not.
I would like to actually watch that. I would like to watch you, the cat from, what's his name?
Yeah, the cat's going to kick my butt. In 5,
Yeah, I got the money on the cat.
3, 2, 1. Frank, what do you got?
I don't know. 4?
That is incorrect. Brad.
I'm gonna shoot him down like a duck.
Oh, yeah.
He is indeed. He is indeed a duck.
It's a dog, Buford.
Category 4 is the category of quotes from Back to the Future Part 3. Marty McFly says, "Hey, Doc, where are you going now? Back to the future?" And Dr. Emmett Brown says, blank. Dr. Emmett Brown says, blank. Rob, where are you going after this show?
I am going, not Back to the Future. I am probably going to Disneyland.
Like literally right after this show? It's a bit late to get started, isn't it?
No, I got an annual pass. I just go down there and hang out for like an hour. You know,
That's fun.
I go eat a turkey leg at California Adventure.
That's a bit dry. It's a bit dry. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brad, what do you got?
He said that he's already been there.
Can we accept that? That's not the exact quote.
Oh, really? Because I have the exact same thing.
We have no already been there. All right, we will accept already been there. The actual quote is no already been there, but you know what? Life is really short, and I just want all you guys to be friends, and it's nice. Okay, moving on. Category 5. Rob, take us in.
Category 5 is behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. What actor, known as the voice of Roger Rabbit, had a cameo as the man who wished he could have bet on the Cubbies?
Rob, can I get your please, Eddie?
I can't. Please.
Patty cake?
You know, that's a movie I desperately would love to see a sequel to. I would love to see Who Framed Roger Rabbit again, or
They
whatever.
were playing with that for so long.
So long.
It's so overdue. Anyway, we're going to find out the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Frank?
Nothing.
Nothing. Brad, what do you got?
I put Goldie Wilson the third.
Frank, that cost. Okay, everyone loses a point. The answer was Charles Fleischer.
I knew it started with that one.
Did you guys ever see Zodiac? Come on.
Yeah,
Chucky.
Yeah.
It's like a weird
Chucky
creepy,
Fleisch.
a poster guy and something. I've interviewed him. He's a really interesting guy. If you ever get a chance to have a conversation with him, ask him about quarks. Believe it or not, he knows a lot about quarks.
Wow.
Category 6. This is
man,
for all
damn
the
it.
marbles. The categories behind the scenes. Name one of the 3 veteran character actors who play the old timers hanging out at their table in the bar in Back to the Future Part 3. And I actually did not know this. This is actually really fun. I actually think this is a really neat. I learned something today.
Yes, this is a fine question.
What in the
Trivia
world?
question.
Great
I really like
Scott.
Repeat it if you
I
want.
got it.
Helps. It's okay.
Yeah, repeat.
Okay. All right. Name one of the 3 veteran character actors who play the old timers hanging out at their table in the bar in Part 3. Wow. Whoever
That's
wrote this
another
question,
great one.
well done. Well done.
No.
No, awesome question.
I mean, yes, but
That is
no.
an awesome question.
You know, the last question in a lot of games lately have been like crazy hard.
Yeah.
You know, like Kalinowski's last question was crazy hard, and Inman's last question was crazy hard. It's pretty fun. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Frank, you want to hazard a guess?
Ronald Reagan? No.
Boy, would that have
The
been,
actor?
Yeah, the actor.
that would have been awesome, but no, that's not true.
No.
Brad, do you have any idea?
I put James Stewart, which I know is incorrect, but I
Well,
just
also
decided
been
to hazard a guess.
It would also been awesome, but it was actually, we would have accepted Pat Buttram, Dub Taylor, and Harry Carey Sr.
Harry?
Oh, duh.
Carey, man, that's pretty cool.
Harry
That's
Carey Sr.
cool.
Wow.
And your winner! It's Brad. Brad, if you were keeping track on the screen, this is not a surprise. Brad won the first ever Back to the Future Schmoedown Rundown Schmoedown. Brad, tell us about your future.
Well, I want to say first off, thank you to Frank Janisch for the challenge. I knew it was a bold effort on his part, being that these are the only 3 movies I know anything about. But I appreciate him making the challenge. I appreciate Bibbs and Robert Meyer Burnett for taking the time to host this very silly thing. I want to shout out Jeffrey Wiseman and Claudia Wells. It's time to put on the championship hat and pop some Pepsi Perfect because I am the champion.
I knew what I was doing when I brought this up, and I wasn't supposed to win this, so there's really no pressure on me. It was a lot of fun. I do hate the fact that I wrote 3 on top of 4, and that I got a little bit too in my head about that one. And then some of these other questions was just this. I'm okay not knowing some of that stuff. It's one thing if one thing if I had knew the answer. And I couldn't pull it, but these I had no clue, so it's fine. And Claudia Wells, she called me several months ago and said, "Hey, you know what? Brad really needs to pick me up. Why don't you do this thing? Start a Back to the Future match. See, help him out." I said, "Sure." And so here we are, and it was a team effort all around. Yeah.
Claudia Wells is a really nice person. I also want to give a big shout out to Claudia Wells, who rock. Gentlemen, congratulations. It was a really fun match. We all learned a little something about Back to the Future. Rob, how you doing?
I'm doing well. It was good to do this with you. I feel like old times. I feel like before you ruthlessly helped kick me out of the 4 Horsemen, that I was actually a part of something.
Okay, I didn't kick you out. You took the first opportunity you had to flee. And I don't blame you at all, because we all knew that was a dying enterprise. The horses are cursed.
I think that from a certain point of view. From a certain point of view.
And if I may say one last thing, in all seriousness, this has been my favorite movie franchise my entire life. I've always felt connected to it because Michael J. Fox suffers from the same illness that my grandmother succumbed to 2 years ago, Parkinson's disease. It's a deadly disease. It's awful. There's not enough being done for research and for finding a cure. So please support Michael J. Fox and Team Fox by donating to the Michael J. Fox Parkinson's Foundation, and we'll help find a cure for this thing that is really hurt so many people around the world.
That was very well said.
That is very well said. We're going to put a link up somewhere. Okay, so underneath on the video, you can see it. If you can, donate something, donate time, donate money. It's a wonderful cause. Thank you, everybody. Before we go, let's give everyone an opportunity to plug their various products as well. They all donated their wonderful time. Let's give you an opportunity. Brad, what were you going to do if Frank won? Were you going to give him that belt?
I was. It actually has clocks on the side plate.
Brad, besides that wonderful charity, is there anything you want to tell people about before we go? You should get to go first.
Just check out Heated Conversations with myself and Booker T. Also check out the Schmoedown Rundown, obviously, and check out the season 5 is officially out now. By the time this airs, season 5 of Back to the Future, the podcast, is available as well on all platforms. And follow me on Twitter and social media at Brad Gilmore.
Frank, where can people find you and your wonderful work?
Yeah, obviously, the Rundown with Brad, so you can find me there. And just follow me on Twitter, Instagram, FreakyJ29.
Awesome. Rob, who are you and what do you do?
Well, my name is Robert Burnett, and you can find a new film, a feature film that I've produced and I also edited called Tango Shalom that'll start making the film festival rounds in 2019. It is, I kid you not, it is the first indie Jewish spiritual quest family dance comedy that you'll ever see. You can also look for my new show, Robservations, which is on the YouTube channel, The Burnett Work. Follow me on Twitter at BurnettRM or on Instagram at RMBurnett.
Awesome. I want to give a big shout out to our wonderful producer, Chris Clark. Chris, who are you and what do you do and where can we find you?
Hey guys, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ChrisClark8788. Those numbers mean nothing. And on YouTube at Take 3 Productions and producing for these two knuckleheads. Yep, on the Collider Podcast Network. And I also wanted to shout out Jeremy the Atom Adams, who provided all of the questions that you heard here tonight. You can find him on YouTube at Full Metal Media. They pretty much do the fan Schmoedown stuff. So be sure to check that out and him out because he is amazing.
And as always, you can hear me on my various podcasts. I'm on the critically acclaimed podcast, the Schmoes Know iTunes feed for your latest movie reviews. I also host the Cancel Too Soon podcast, where we review TV shows that lasted only one season or less. Both of those podcasts throughout the month of October are doing exclusively horror stuff. So if you love the horror genre, that's the place to go. I'm also at the patreon.com/cancel-too-soon, where we have bonus episodes reviewing every single movie that's ever been nominated for the Best Picture Oscar and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. Besides, you can read my work at The Wrap, at IGN, and of course at criticallyacclaimed.net. And you can find me on Twitter at William Bibbiani. Everybody, thank you very, very much for joining the Schmoedown Rundown Schmoedown. And until next time, we have to go back to the future!
I don't believe it.
Well, it's time to pop some Pepsi Perfect. I have the championship cap on. I am the first ever, the very first, the one and only. I am the Back to the Future Rundown Schmoedown champion of the world. I'd like to thank a few people, most importantly myself, for doing such a great job at answering questions. I think that I was pretty incredible, if you do say so. If you do say so, and I do say so myself, I was very incredible. I also like to shout out to Claudia Wells and to Jeffrey Wiseman for predicting me accurately, might I add. I want to shout out to Gray and all the writers over there at Gray Sports for predicting this as well and making sure they keep record of this. I want to thank Chris Clark, and I also want to thank Frank Janisch. Frank Janisch, if it was not for you making this challenge, if it was not for you bringing up this idea of a Back to the Future Rundown Schmoedown, I would have never been able to kick your ass. So I really, really want to say thank you for that, Frank. And to all my friends in time out there, Back to the Future, the podcast, Season 5 begins now, and I appreciate all of your support. All of it. All the support that you've given me, I appreciate it. Shout out to Chris Clark, William the Beast Bibbiani, Robert Meyer Burnett, and all of Collider Podcast Network for making this happen, brother. Ooh, yeah. But I am the champ. The champ is here, and I don't think I'm going to be letting go of this puppy here anytime soon. So until then, I'll see you in the future.